to my channel. It's your girl Kicks for Fresh, and if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. This channel is intended of sneakers only. I'm going to be doing some clothing hauls and really just talking about some of the sneakers that are coming out, you know, every month, kind of showing you some of the sneakers that I'm picking up for the month, and also maybe some grails of mine. And so I don't want you to miss out on any more content. I'm going to be talking about some of the sneakers for January that, quite surprisingly, a lot of people voted on my Instagram, which is also Kicks for Fresh, that they were not going to pick up these shoes. So basically, like a couple of days ago, I put up a ton of shoes on my story and I just said cop or drop. Every single shoe that I posted got more drops than cops, obviously. The only shoe that did not have more drops than cops was one of the Ivy Park collection shoes, and I'll show that to you in a little while. So before I even get into that, I did want to acknowledge that I already had a video for the Air Jordan 13, which they were calling Reverse He Got Games. I think they either tuxedo or Oreo to me, because it really wasn't a reverse he got game, but we'll not get into that very deep. But I did want to acknowledge that most people also didn't pick that shoe up, and so I'm like, what in the world is going on in January for the world of sneakers? So after that, basically, when I put this poll up, the first shoe that I posted was the Air Jordan OG women's shoe. Now, obviously, I know that not everybody can get their hands on this shoe because it is a women's size only shoe. And for men that have maybe bigger feet or really just don't, you know, care to pick the shoe up, they really wasn't feeling it. I personally chose to cop that shoe for the month of January. I actually told myself I'm only going to buy one shoe this January, and I picked that shoe to purchase. I will actually probably get that shoe maybe next week or so, and so I'll make sure to get a review, like an unboxing and an on feet of that sneaker, and talk to you more a little bit why I actually picked up that shoe. The other shoe that was quite surprising to me that people actually dropped on was the Air Jordan 1 Black Satin. So that actually came out today, which I think today is Saturday, January the 18th. I actually was surprised that a lot of people voted to drop on this shoe because in 2019, it was a big year for Air Jordan 1s, and people kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit, and people called it an overrated silhouette, but they were going like hotcakes, especially the shoes that were collabs. And so that was just quite surprising to me that people didn't pick up this shoe. I personally was not a fan of the shoe because I didn't really want the satin on the toe box. I'm just not, I would rather have leather. And then I just, like I said, I chose to only pick up one shoe, and so I made it the women's OG Jordan shoe. And so interested to see how this shoe does. The date is not over, so it could still sell out, but when I went on sneakers, it was still sitting, and on all the other sites it was still sitting. So I'm not very highly, it's not likely that this shoe will sell out today. The other shoes that I wanted to talk about, and that was actually a collection of shoes, was the Ivy Park collection. I personally, it's not that I didn't like the shoes. I just thought that the Ivy Park collection was actually more catered to the clothing, and shoes was more a part of the collection. And so what I mean by that is, if you notice, Beyonce, she doesn't even wear all three of the pairs of shoes that came out. She only wore the white ones with the gun bottom. I don't even know what they're called because I don't really wear Adidas like that, but she really didn't model any of those shoes. So I just kind of felt like the emphasis wasn't really on the shoes. And to me, I think that maybe a lot of reasons why a lot of people just kind of were passing on them or didn't know much about them. And then I feel like Ivy Park is more of a clothing line. And so a lot of women were really trying to flock to get the pieces. I was trying to get a hat. That's literally all I wanted, and I obviously didn't get that because it sold out in like 2 seconds. But each of the shoes that I put up, they 2 of them were the drops, and then 1 was a cop. I actually agree with most people of, like, you know, that they would cop the shoe or have copped the shoe because it is a pretty decent looking colorway. Again, I don't really wear Adidas that much. I only have a pair of Yeezys and NMDs, but I did feel like that shoe was a shoe that if I were to try to even attempt to cop, which I did not, it would be a really, really good shoe. The other shoe that I felt I wanted to post next to kind of see people's thoughts and opinions was the Air Max 1. And that drops on January the 22nd, I believe. I was surprised that people were going to drop on the Air Max 1. I personally am not a super fan of the Air Max 1 silhouette. I'm more of an Air Max 90 or Air Max 97. But I just thought because it was the 30th anniversary, people kind of wanted that shoe just for the nostalgia and the story that it tells. And it's not a bad colorway. I don't think it's awful. I just feel like maybe people just really wasn't feeling it. Now, here was the funny part, and here is the catch. On the same day now, the Jordan 4 Black Cat coming out. First of all, when that shoe first dropped and hit like all the blogs and all that, they were saying that it was coming out in January. Now it's March, April, June, July. I don't even know when the shoe's coming out. Apparently it's coming out on the 22nd, and then they did a shock drop the other day. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So now I feel like this Air Jordan 1 is going to be competing with the Black Cat 4, which in my opinion is just a black shoe, and it happens to be a 4. Okay. I understand that like people love the 4 silhouette. It's probably one of the top silhouettes behind Jordan 11 and Jordan 1, I guess. I don't know. Do you agree? Disagree? So I kind of feel like they were setting some shoes up for failure, and it just happened to be the Air Max 1. Now we'll see. I'll wait because I don't know if the Jordan, if the Black Cat's even gonna come out on the 22nd, but maybe they will, and that just might hurt the sales of the Air Max 1. But I do think that people who really want the shoes, I love that there are some people that are not trying to hype the shoe up, because I like to be able to go in the store and just pick up my shoes and not have to worry about opening up 5 different apps and trying to like figure out who gonna sell out first so that I can get my size, because I wear a man's 9 and we know that's a money size. I can't do an 8.5. I can't do a 9.5. It's just too small. I am a true to size 9 on mostly all of my shoes, except for the Yeezys. You can look at the card up top and see that whether or not they fit true to size. I also slid another shoe in there, which actually was the SB Dunk High, the Paul Rodriguez. I like that shoe, and I kind of like the story that it tells. I'm not picking it up just for obvious reasons. Again, I'm not getting any more shoes this January. But if it was one of those shoes that I knew about prior to the OG women's, I might have had to think more about my purchase for the month. But I really like the shoe, and a lot of people dropped on it. I just love the red and the green. Maybe because those were my high school colors. I don't know. I just really liked it, and I like the fact that it had a lot of white in the shoe because it just kind of gave more culture, I guess, to the shoe. But most people were dropping on that too, and I'm like, what is going on? And then the other shoe that I actually was really surprised by is that Air Jordan 13 Chinese New Year. A lot of people are also dropping on that shoe. I'm not saying that it's a bad shoe. It is a eclectic shoe for a Jordan 13 silhouette. But I just felt like people just been really riding that high of the Chinese New Year. And the fact that like people are dropping on this shoe as well, or really just the people that I polled or took my poll. Not everybody took my poll, and I don't even know if it's all US, if it's other countries involved in that. But based on the people that took the poll, most people are not interested in the shoe. So I just felt that was fascinating. That's all I'm just going to say about that. I just felt that was fascinating. And then the last shoe that I actually polled, and I know there are more shoes coming out in January, was the Air Jordan 5 Oil Gray, which was a women's release. I do not like that shoe at all. Like, I don't care that it is 3M. No, it literally looks like, you know how people dump oil in the water in the oceans, or like that whole oil spill? I guess that's what the look they were going for. But no, like I'm hollering. First of all, I'm weak. Like I don't know. It ain't for everybody. I'll just say that, and it just definitely wasn't for me. The other shoe that I totally forgot about was the Air Jordan 1 Mid UNC, and that is also a women's shoe. If I could collect my coins, I might cop that shoe. I actually really like that shoe. I love that UNC colorway. I think it'd be dope for me to keep for the summertime. I might rock with that shoe, but really this video was just about like, how in the world are all these shoes, nobody's picking them up? Who's going to pick them up? Are they going to sit on the shelves? Are they all going to go to the outlets? Even if they went to the outlets, to me, that wouldn't really change my mind on purchasing the shoe unless I was purchasing it for somebody else, like my nieces and my nephews. But I think it's a crazy month for sneakerheads and for Jordan Brand, for Adidas, and I just wonder what in the world is going on. So I would like to kind of hear your thoughts below. What shoes are you picking up on this list that people dropped on? What shoes do you feel is people are sleeping on and actually should really pay attention to? What were some shoes that I missed that are coming out in January that you think that might be a shoe that everybody's gonna grab? Probably the Black Cat, even though I feel like a lot of people were passing on them. I still feel like that shoe is going to do really well. Another shoe that might do really well, I think, for the month of January will probably be, I don't even know. Like, I'm just like thinking, and I'll be sitting on sneakers just scrolling. Like, okay, like, I don't know. And so I might end up for February. I know they had the UNC to Chicago's. That's a woman's release. And they had the Pine Greens. I think I'm going to go after the Pine Green. Air Jordan 1s. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how limited that's going to be. But I might even try to cop a Grail. Like, I definitely been wanting to cop the Biotech Air Max 90s. I don't know why. Like, I love the Dunks, but like something about the 90s like really do it for me. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here really quickly and talk a little bit about my poll, because it was just quite surprising to me that all these people were dropping on these shoes for the month of January. If you like this and want to see more, please make sure to subscribe to this video, comment below, and leave a like.